They are invaders, spreading disease and wreaking havoc wherever they go. Wild boars. Not only do they cause devastating damage to crops and the environment, but they're also carriers of dozens of dangerous diseases. If left unchecked, their numbers will multiply uncontrollably, leading to catastrophic consequences. Today, we set out with one goal in mind: to hunt down and eliminate these destructive pests. Watch every thrilling moment, every intense confrontation, and see how we take them down. With their sharp noses and extraordinary hunting instincts, our dogs quickly track down a wild boar. A dark figure bolted across the endless white landscape, charging forward like a storm. But before it could disappear into the dense undergrowth, I pulled the trigger. A single shot rang out. We climbed higher, deploying our drone to gain a better vantage point over the boar's movement. And it was a perfect decision. Our hunting dogs had locked onto a target, chasing it with breathtaking speed. The pursuit led straight to the open field where we had set up an ambush. A gunshot echoed through the valley, but the boar kept running. It was persistent, but slowly. We fired again. The second shot, the beast staggered and collapsed completely. Instinctively, they sought refuge, and the only safe place left was the desert. If we didn't act now, they would return in just a few days, causing even more destruction. Our experienced hunting team quickly devised a plan. We split into smaller groups, securing every possible escape route. The highest peak was chosen as the lookout. The barren branches and rugged terrain made our approach difficult. But then a silhouette emerged ahead, our target. It tried to escape, but our skilled hunting dog intercepted its path. Cornered, the beast made a desperate move, charging forward in a final attempt to fight back. I steadied my aim, unshaken. As it lunged, I pulled the trigger. The gunshot shattered the silence, halting its charge instantly. Across the hill, my teammates fired as well. The hunt was over, sealed in gun smoke and victory. Dusk was approaching, but we pressed on, making every second count. From our vantage point on the high ridge, I spotted a herd of wild boars gathered below, oblivious to the looming danger. Years of hunting experience guided our next move. We held our breath, steadied our rifles, and took the shot. The first bullet cracked through the air, shattering the stillness. The herd scattered in panic, but we didn't let them escape. A relentless barrage of gunfire followed, cutting off their retreat. Nearly a dozen boars. Only 2 managed to flee. Like warriors charging in a battle, our hunting dogs sprinted across the battlefield, their eyes scanning every tree, every bush. Their growls were sharp, aggressive. A panicked wild boar dashed across our path. This was the moment. I stepped forward, aimed, and fired. The bullet tore through its thick hide. The beast let out a feral roar, before collapsing, lifeless. It had barely hit the ground before our dogs swarmed in to claim their victory. Just as we thought the hunt was over, our dogs erupted into a frenzy, barking wildly at a dense bush. Something was hiding inside. A strange sense of urgency filled the air. This wasn't an ordinary bull. We tightened our grip on our weapons, ready for anything. Everything happened in an instant. Instinct took over. I pulled the trigger. The bullet flew, striking the beast dead center.
A giant wild boar, the ruler of Russia's deep forests. Can it really be taken down? With its superior strength, incredible speed, and fierce nature, it has become a nightmare for the Russian people. However, with special hunting tactics, we'll reveal how to hunt it down with ease. This intense confrontation is sure to keep your eyes glued to the screen. Join us and witness how we conquer this beast. In Russia, the wild boar population is estimated to have increased by over 300% in the past 2 decades, causing severe environmental damage. In the past, wild boars in Russia were hunted by wolves and brown bears. However, due to excessive hunting and habitat changes, the number of these predators has significantly declined, allowing the boar population to thrive. Brutal winter blankets Russia in ice and snow, but this is the ideal time to hunt wild boars. As the biting cold makes food scarce, the boars are forced to leave their hiding places, creating the perfect hunting opportunity. Despite the freezing temperatures, we cannot afford to delay. Wild boars reproduce rapidly, destroy crops, and are becoming increasingly aggressive. Following signals from our hunting dogs, we spot a lone boar trying to escape. I tighten my grip on my weapon, carefully take aim, and with a single shot, the boar goes down. Another herd of wild boars dashes away at an incredible speed. It's only a fleeting moment, but with years of hunting experience, I quickly take down the leader. We continue chasing and taking down several more boars. However, to our surprise, the wild boar population in this area remains overwhelming. As we venture deeper into the forest, wild boar tracks become evident: disturbed soil, deep hoof prints. The giant must have been foraging nearby. The team immediately spreads out to search. We found it. But we don't stop there. Soon, we spot another boar in the distance. Before I can even reload, a gunshot rings out. My friend has made a perfect shot, hitting the target dead on. What a skilled hunter. This hunt is shaping up to be more thrilling than we expected. Moving towards the forest's edge, where the trees grow sparse and bare, dozens of wild boars suddenly burst into a sprint. Gunshots echo, but the boars are incredibly swift, making them difficult to hit. We can only watch in frustration as they disappear into the distance. However, our efforts have not been in vain. A disoriented boar unknowingly dashes right past me. Without hesitation, I pull the trigger, 2 decisive shots. The beast collapses on the spot. By following the tracks, we predict their path and set up an ambush. The moment 2 dark figures come into view, I fire immediately. However, my haste causes the prey to flee in terror. I realize I need more patience. This time, I proceed with caution. A large, well-fed wild boar stands just a short distance away. Not wasting the opportunity, I steady my aim and fire. A clean shot, it goes down instantly. Right then, my teammates train their guns on the remaining boars, working together. Working together to take down the targets. we unexpectedly encounter a massive herd of wild boars. Once we find a suitable ambush spot, I raise my rifle and take aim at one of the boars. Its size presents a real challenge, but after several shots, I finally take it down. Oh my god, look at what I just took down. This beast must weigh at least 200 kilograms. These little victories, no matter how small, are what keep us going. After an intense journey, we have successfully taken down the giant wild boar, the ruler of Russia's deep forests. But this is not the end. Countless other beasts remain hidden in the wilderness, waiting for the next encounter.
A muddy dirt road leads us deep into the vast cornfields. The corn season has arrived. Looking at the lush, green cornfields, the farmers eagerly anticipate a bountiful harvest after months of hard work. But in just one night, that joy is shattered. As the sun rises, they are met with a horrifying sight. Half the field has been ravaged, completely destroyed. There is no need for guessing. The culprits are the wild boars. We cannot stand idly by. It's time to make them pay. As soon as we arrive, I position myself at a strategic spot to begin the hunt. I hold my breath, tighten my grip on the trigger, and lock onto the target. My heart pounds, and every second stretches endlessly. This is the perfect moment to take down the leader of this wild boar. A single shot rings out. The target collapses instantly. Another round of shots follows, each accompanied by a pained roar as the wild boars fall one by one. The battle has only just begun. Through the scope, the first target appears, a dark shadow lurking behind the fresh green corn leaves. Trapped in a desperate situation, most would think the wild boars would flee straight into the nearby hills. But these creatures are cunning. They always find ways to make the hunt unpredictable. Half of the herd charges up the hillside, while the others make an unexpected move, dashing into a dense field of tall grass. A perfect hiding spot. However, we had anticipated this. Every escape route had already been blocked. From the grasslands to the foot of the hill and up to the peak, there was no way out. Gunfire erupted all around, echoing through the night. The scattered carcasses of wild boars stood as undeniable proof of our determination and relentless pursuit in this life or death battle. We moved to a new location at the foot of the hills, near the cornfield. While scanning the area, a massive wild boar, easily weighing over 120 kilograms, was detected by the hunting dogs. Sensing danger, the boar reacted immediately, sprinting at an astonishing speed. But we didn't give it a chance. My teammate seized the moment and fired. The bullet struck the massive beast, taking it down instantly. Meanwhile, my other teammate and I pursued another wild boar attempting to escape. My first shot startled it, making it sprint even faster, but in the open field, there were no thick bushes to provide cover. It ran, but there was no escape. Another well-aimed shot echoed, sealing its fate. Within an hour, our strategy of driving the boars into an enclosed area proved highly effective. We remained persistent, systematically taking down each target, tightening the net for the final battle. Excitement surged through us, and this time we wanted to challenge ourselves differently, not with guns, not with deafening explosions, but with something else, a bow and arrow. A wild boar's silhouette flickered through the green corn leaves. It was fast, but I remained calm. Using the technique I had practiced, I quickly drew my bow. Aimed and released. The arrow shot through the air like lightning, piercing the boar's head. It tried to run but stumbled from the pain, eventually collapsing in the field. The night was deep, but we didn't stop. This was when wild boars were most active. Through the night vision scope, we saw them rampaging through the cornfields. Their glowing eyes looked menacing in the darkness. We took careful aim, and with a precise shot, the arrow cut through the night, bringing down another destructive beast. That night, we took down a few more. We have taken down many wild boars, protecting the crops and restoring peace for the farmers. However, with their rapid reproduction rate, they remain a significant threat. The hunts will continue, and we will always be ready to face them.
Whoa.
Amidst the vast, snow-covered wilderness, hunting wild boars becomes more intense than ever. Deep imprints in the frozen ground reveal the presence of these dangerous invaders. With each precise shot, a wild boar falls instantly. Exceptional marksmanship and expert hunting skills turn this expedition into an unforgettable spectacle. Watch and experience the thrilling moments as we take on the challenge in this icy landscape. The first snow of the season has arrived, transforming our land into a frozen, desolate expanse. But despite the ice and bitter cold, wild boars continue to roam unchecked. A gunshot echoes. Massive dark figures collapse, rolling down the slope, crashing into pine trees, shaking loose blankets of snow that cascade like a white storm. In the distance, our hunting dog charges forward, chasing down a giant boar and forcing it into an open field. This is our perfect opportunity. A rapid series of shots ring out. One by one, the massive, aggressive boars succumb, lying motionless in the cold snow. A thrilling and spectacular hunt has officially begun. They are close. Just as expected, the herd is moving into the dense forest ahead. We quickly devise a plan to block their escape routes, ensuring there's no way out. The freezing air turns our breath into wisps of white mist. Firing now would risk its escape. I wait patiently. Let it come closer. One perfectly placed shot and it's run. Before us, a colossal wild boar collapses, its lifeless body sprawled across the snowy ground. And then, one after another, they fall. Despite the harsh winter, a deep sense of triumph and satisfaction warms us. This is a victory amidst the endless white expanse. For days, a relentless snowstorm had kept us from hunting. But today, with clear skies, we finally set out. The sun casts a gentle glow, but the thick snow remains. After 20 minutes of trekking, I spot a herd of wild boars trudging toward the mountaintop. We immediately move in, tracking their route. Among them, a strong, dominant boar stands out, the perfect target. A single shot rings out, ending its escape. As we reach the mountaintop, we spot another herd of wild boars slowly descending, leaving deep trails in the pristine snow. A 200-meter distance is no challenge. I swiftly adjust my scope, take a deep breath, and steady my heartbeat. Through the lens, I lock onto a massive male boar, a true test of skill. No hesitation. My teammate and I fire simultaneously. The gunshots shatter the mountain's eerie silence. The boar staggers before collapsing, while the rest of the herd scrambles, fleeing into the dense forest. Just as we were about to leave, the frantic barking of our hunting dogs erupted again. Immediately, we took our positions, scanning the surroundings with sharp focus. Suddenly, a dark figure burst from the underbrush. Wasting no time, I pulled the trigger. A gunshot rang out, and the boar's run came to an abrupt end. The hunt was over, leaving behind fallen wild boars against the snow-covered ground. Despite the bitter cold, we were exhilarated by the success of our expedition. Every chase, every shot was a moment to remember in this unforgiving wilderness. But out there, new challenges await. Do you believe that without guns, we can still take down massive wild boars? With intelligence, strategy, and specialized tools, we have discovered an effective way to control this invasive species. From automatic traps and hunting dogs to innovative, traditional methods, we employ various techniques to ensure success. Join us on this thrilling and intense journey, where skill and experience determine the outcome. You'll be amazed by the unconventional yet highly effective hunting strategies we use. Wild boars are among the most voracious creatures in the wild. With an omnivorous diet and an insatiable hunger, they can consume up to 4 to 5 kilograms of food daily. Their menu includes roots, fruits, seeds, insects, frogs, small animals, and even carrion. More alarmingly, when food is scarce, they won't hesitate to attack livestock, poultry, and even human farmlands, devastating rice fields and fruit orchards. This is precisely why humans must find ways to control their population before the situation spirals out of control. Ever wondered how to take down these cunning invaders without using firearms? The answer lies in an ancient weapon, the bow and arrow, a tool that has been associated with great hunts since the dawn of time. No deafening gunshots, no lingering gunpowder, just the silent patience of hunters awaiting the perfect moment to strike. Today, we are using broadhead arrows with razor-sharp blades, designed for maximum penetration and a swift kill. 2010, not far away, a herd of wild boars emerges by a muddy pool. I carefully aim at one of them. Even after spotting it, I must not rush. Precision with a bow requires patience. My heartbeat echoes in my ears. The arrow flies through the air, striking true. The boar struggles to flee, but the fatal wound seals its fate. It collapses onto the ground, a perfect takedown, marking the beginning of an intense hunt. After a period of searching, we spot a herd of wild boars moving cautiously at the forest's edge. Without hesitation, my companion kneels, draws his bow, takes careful aim, and releases the arrow. It slices through the wind, but the cunning boar leaps into the underbrush, escaping by a hair's breadth. Determined not to let the prey slip away, we tighten our grips on our weapons and dive deeper into the chase. Arrows fly through the thick foliage, and this time, we do not allow the destructive beast to escape so easily. A few of them fall to our relentless pursuit. Our team presses deeper into new territory. Then, as if nature itself had gifted us an opportunity, a plump wild boar wanders into sight, obliviously foraging for food. A single sound is enough to startle it, freezing it in place for a split second before it bolts. But it's too late. My arrow flies like a lightning bolt, striking it squarely. The creature writhes, letting out piercing cries that echo through the forest before collapsing into the lush grass. Venturing further, I stumble upon a group of nearly 10 boars gathered around a watering hole. A golden opportunity. Without hesitation, I draw my bow, aim precisely, and release. The arrow soars through the silent air, embedding itself into one of them. It tries to flee with the panicked herd, but its strength quickly wanes, and it crashes to the ground. By noon, the forest swelters under the scorching sun. We set up camp to rest, but keep our eyes fixed on the surroundings. Suddenly, a massive dark figure emerges from the distance, its heavy steps crushing dry leaves underfoot. A giant wild boar, lured by our bait, unknowingly walks into an invisible trap. A few more boars appear, but I remain focused on my main target. The bowstring is drawn tight, then released in a split second of fate. The arrow flies, piercing the massive beast's body. The rest of the herd scatters in a frenzy, dust swirling in their wake. But the injured one cannot escape. Stumbling a few steps, it crashes to the ground, silent, motionless. As dusk settles, we spot another target. The first arrow misses, embedding itself into the earth, as if leaving behind an unfinished challenge. But this time, the unfortunate boar has no escape. The second arrow is loosed with unwavering determination, cutting through the air before striking true. The wind whistles past, then silence, before everything erupts in triumph. The unlucky boar breathes its last. As the hunt comes to a close, our sharp arrows, patience, and tactical prowess have led us to victory. The wilderness remains untouched, undisturbed by the echo of gunfire. The night falls, covering everything in eerie silence. But we know the wild boars are still lurking somewhere in the darkness. With dozens of them in a single herd, they are a true nightmare. We tighten our grips on our weapons, take a deep breath, and step into what might be our most intense hunt yet. Will we be able to control the situation and eliminate these feral beasts? Watch this thrilling life-or-death battle now. Wild boars in Texas have become a serious threat, causing massive damage to agriculture and the environment. With millions of them roaming freely, they continuously destroy crops, uproot fields, and leave farmers in distress. As night falls, they become even more active. If strict control measures aren't enforced, the wild boar menace will continue to escalate, leading to unimaginable consequences. After receiving reports from locals about a massive herd of wild boars rampaging through the area, we immediately set out for Texas. Texas welcomes us with a breathtaking sunset stretching across vast fields. The scenery is oddly peaceful, yet hidden within this beauty lurks a lurking danger, cunning, giant beasts ready to ravage anything in their path. To prepare for tonight's hunt, we've equipped ourselves with advanced gear. In the pitch-black darkness, visibility is severely limited, but this is where our thermal imaging system shines. This technology allows us to detect even the slightest movement, piercing through the night with precision. As soon as the sun sets, the wild boars emerge. Dozens of them infiltrate the fields, frantically foraging for food, unaware of our presence. We take careful aim before deciding to pull the trigger. A precise bullet, and the first boar drops instantly. The herd panics, trampling over each other in an attempt to flee. But the chase isn't over. We continue tracking them, taking down more as we go. Tonight, Texas is no longer their territory. The battle has just begun. Moving toward a nearby orchard, I quickly scatter some grain over an open patch of land, the perfect trap for these gluttonous beasts. In no time, lured by the irresistible scent, massive wild boars begin to gather. They eagerly bury their snouts into the dirt, indulging in their last supper, completely oblivious to the fact that they've walked right into our sights. As they greedily pick their favorite morsels, I quietly pick my targets. A deep breath, a firm squeeze on the trigger, gunshots echo through the night. One by one, the boars fall. Flawless execution, excellent results. Tonight, we set out once more, driven by determination and burning rage. Gripping our weapons tightly, we remind ourselves, this threat must end. A chaotic scene unfolds before us. Wild boars rampaging through the fields, trampling crops as if it were their own personal feast. Each one, massive and rugged, their coarse fur resembling shadowy demons in the night. Even though these animals possess sharp instincts and heightened alertness, this time, their cunning won't save them. We lower our bodies, maintaining absolute silence. Everything is in place, and their nightmare is about to begin. Oh my God, what on earth is happening? Before my eyes, a horrifying sight. Dozens of wild boars storming into the area like a destructive hurricane. I've been on many hunts before, but never have I witnessed a herd this large and ferocious. No hesitation, we quickly take our positions. Gunfire erupts nonstop, despite taking down many. Their overwhelming numbers prevent us from eliminating them all at once. We press on, determined not to let a single one escape our sights. After an adrenaline-pumping showdown, we stand amidst the battlefield with an overwhelming sense of pride. This was more than just a hunt. It was a fight to protect the villagers from these demonic creatures. .13. With so many of them around, there's no doubt that more are hiding nearby. We cannot afford to leave any survivors. The objective, total elimination. 025. Right in front of us, a family of 9 wild boars marches through the field in search of food. With a single well-placed shot, the largest and fattest leader collapses. The rest of the herd scrambles for their lives, but there is no hope of survival. Within seconds, a few more shots ring out, leaving only lifeless shadows on the ground. A fitting end for the stubborn creatures that dared to invade human territory. Though we've achieved many victories during this hunt, the wild boar population remains vast. Our mission is far from over. We must continue our pursuit of these troublesome beasts to protect the people. A seemingly ordinary hunt quickly turns into a nightmare, when the prey no longer fears, but instead turns back to attack. Who is the real hunter? These ferocious wild boars possess incredible strength and speed, showing no fear of humans. This beast can make us pay a hefty price. In the heart of the dense forest, can we escape the grasp of this new predator? Stay tuned until the end of the video to witness a showdown filled with tension in every second. Wild boars are a common invasive species in Russia, particularly in the Far East. With an average weight of 90 to 200 kilograms, some individuals even weigh over 400 kilograms. They cause severe damage to agriculture, destroying crops and increasing the cost of crop protection. Globally, wild boars cause approximately $1.5 billion in economic losses each year. Furthermore, they negatively impact ecosystems and act as a vector for diseases that can affect both animals and humans. The real hunt begins. This is the time when wild boars emerge from their hiding spots to forage, and we are ready to intercept them. The vehicle speeds through vast fields, while the road ahead narrows into dirt paths, surrounded by barren trees, standing stark against the twilight. Without wasting time, our eyes scan the surroundings, and then, right on the edge of the field, a herd of wild boars appears. Their shaggy, filthy coats are not only unsightly, but also a potential source of disease. As soon as they notice us, they grow wary, ready to flee at any moment. But before they can escape, a series of gunshots ring out, sealing their fate. A few boars, struck by bullets, writhe helplessly on the dry ground, struggling in vain as if begging for their lives. Some manage to dash into the forest, but we won't let a single one get away. We climb higher, maneuvering over jagged rocks, the ground beneath us rustling with dry leaves under each step. The surrounding silence is suffocating. Only the sound of our heavy breathing and the faint rustling of the trees in the wind remains. Fatigue begins to creep in, our legs growing heavier with each uphill step. But ahead, the target is still lurking. We cannot give up. We cannot let the prey slip away. Suddenly, the frenzied barking of our hunting dogs shatters the stillness, signaling that the target is dangerously close. The team instantly sharpens their focus, fingers tightening on the triggers. There it is. I waste no time. I take aim and pull the trigger. A thunderous gunshot echoes through the mountains, and this time, it doesn't get away. The wild boar collapses on the spot. A perfect ending to this heart-pounding hunt. After a night of rest, we regain our strength and push deeper into the nearby forest. As soon as we arrive, the dogs erupt into frantic barking, a clear sign that the prey is near. Everyone holds their breath, scanning through the thick foliage. Aside from the dogs, an eerie silence blankets the forest. The quiet is suddenly torn apart as a massive shadow charges forward. I instantly raise my gun, summoning every ounce of composure and skill I have. One precise shot. The bullet pierces straight into the head of a 60 kilograms wild boar. It staggers for a moment before collapsing onto the ground. Its coarse, dust-covered fur is now still, its powerful body motionless as its final breath fades away. Before us lies a breathtaking natural landscape. Endless green fields stretch as far as the eye can see, with towering mountains casting their shadows against the deep blue sky, a picture of serenity and beauty. But beneath this tranquility lurks a menace. Wild boars running rampant, destroying crops and endangering livelihoods. Not only our hunting team, but many other groups have also gathered, determined to protect this land from the invasive beasts. After careful observation, I choose my spot beside a bush, tense with anticipation. It has arrived. I fire immediately, but the massive beast is faster than expected. It bolts with astonishing speed, forcing me to fire again and again. Only after the fifth or sixth shot does it finally collapse. But there is no time to rest. Our hunting dogs have already located another target. I quickly reposition myself to intercept it. This time, there's no escape. One decisive shot, and it's over. In less than 10 minutes, 2 more full-grown wild boars are taken down. A triumphant hunt, marking yet another victory in our relentless battle against the invaders of the wild. Noticing the herd's escape route, I sprint toward the hilltop, racing against time. My breath comes fast and hard in the eerie silence, heightening the tension to its peak. And there it is. The wild boar freezes in panic as it spots me. Its wild eyes flash with fear as the cold muzzle of my gun locks onto it. But by then, it is already too late. At the end of our expedition, the rewards were substantial. However, given the destruction they have caused, this battle is far from over.